Okay, for Khan Academy input, if you're having trouble, I want to do a problem with you all. If you're having trouble putting your input in, I had a couple people say something about putting in multiple answers. I'm not sure what that means, so I'm just going to do the problem with you. We're simplifying the following rational expression. So what it says first for this is to just simplify this rational expression. So I look at x squared plus 16x minus 57. 57, the only thing I can think of is 57 is a factor of 3. All right. So I know that if I divide 57 by 3, I would get 19. So 3 times 19 gives me a 57, right? So I need a negative 57. So I know if I use product sum factoring for the numerator, I can factor that with a positive 19 times a negative 3. All right. That multiplies to negative 57 and it adds to 16. So positive 19, a negative 3, let's look at the denominator. Again, Miss Bennett told you before, if it's not in standard form, go ahead and put the denominator in standard form. So I'm going to put this negative 4x squared first, and then I'll have it plus 36. It's just easier for me to factor that way. When I do that, I can factor this as, I see the common factor is a negative 4. So I pull out my negative 4, and then I'm left in the parentheses with a x squared. X squared minus, what happened to my, there we go. So I would have an x squared minus 9, okay? And now if I look at that x squared minus 9, I know I can factor that again. So I can end up in the denominator with a negative 4 times x plus 3. I could do my differences squares factoring. And x minus 3. Ooh, Khan Academy has us really factoring, right? Factoring away. In the numerator, we got the x plus 19. And then the x minus 3. So to simplify this, I know my x minus 3's cancel. And so if I'm going to put what I'm left with in the box here, I'm just going to hit the box, and I go with the x over y. That is my fraction. I put my parentheses, okay? This is x plus 19. Now, in the denominator, I have a negative 4. I put my parentheses times x plus 3. And I accidentally put a double plus. I'm not going to have that double plus. There we go. And so now I have my simplified version written in. I am not done. The next thing they ask you to do is tell them what values for x make the expression undefined. And this is the part, guys, where you're going to look at the denominator of the factor, and you're going to set each factor in the denominator equal to 0 and solve for x. I don't have to worry about this negative 4, okay? That, even though that's one of the factors, it's an integer, negative 4 will never equal 0, okay? So I'm just looking at this factor, x plus 3. Okay, so I start with that. I set it equal to 0. And then my other factor in the denominator was also x minus 3. All right, so I'm setting that equal to 0. I solve for x, right? I just subtract. And I end up with a x equals negative 3 for one of my undefined values. For the other value, I end up with x equals positive 3. All right, and that is what I'm going to select when it says choose all the answers that apply for the undefined value. So let me go ahead and choose the values. It's x equals negative 3 and x equals positive 3. X equals negative 3, x equals positive 3. I choose both of them. And let's see. There I go. I go to the next one. All right, so I want you to do the same thing. You simplify the rational expressions. You use the x over y button to enter in your fractions, and you select the undefined values, all of the undefined values in the denominator. If it glitches out on you or it freezes up for whatever reason, just go ahead and refresh your screen. Notice if I refresh my screen, I go away from this, right? It still takes me back to the same problem. It keeps my score, okay? So it's still going to take you to the problem, and it will keep your score.